afternoon YouTube, this is the Lone Survivors and we are going to be doing a special occasion today. We're going to have 2 battles. It is also a good occasion today because today is my birthday, and today we're going to be having a look at one naval, one land battle. This is fought against LOTD Lancer, and this was for today on the 12th, and this features some units that I've unlocked during my times in Shogun 2. This really shows the importance of cannon brunes. I know that people hate them with a passion, but there's also ways to take them down as well, so it may focus on a couple of them. It also shows why people spam units, and I do have to admit I did kind of spam units in this game. It's not a replay that I'm particularly proud of, and this is on the Monkey Bay, of which it's called Monkey Bay, I do not know, and it did really go in my favour as soon as the battle started, because my opponent didn't really seem to be having a clue what was going on. In naval battles I don't really focus on micromanagement, I normally do group management because it seems a lot more easier. And you can see that the game is currently glitched right there on the flags. Right, sorted now. Right, so my navy composes of 2 cannon brunes, my general's heavy brune, and the rest are siege tower brunes. My opponent has 2 cannon brunes, 4 siege towers, and 2 heavy brunes. So we're just about evenly matched, apart from I've got 1 extra siege tower and he's got 1 extra heavy brune. So my immediate plan is to try and get my enemy to come down this valley here, rather than a larger scale there, because it's a less distance for my cannon brunes to go to there and a shorter distance for him to go there, and I really did not want to cover a large area. So that was the first good thing that happened. The second thing that happened is that I deployed my cannon brunes on my far left and he deployed his cannons in the centre. Now that gives me a window of opportunity to get into position before he does, and it does turn out in very good favour of me. So I'm just, if you can see on the spacebar that I've just pressed, you can see that I'm putting my cannon brunes stationed along the flank on the right side of my navy, and my ships there to support him, and my general in the far back to avoid cannon fire. This doesn't always seem to be the case, as in many of my videos. And I've activated the fast rowing, which enables you to get there faster, but it does not really have any downsides to it. And you can see that I'm just out of reach, and I've just turned one of my cannon brunes, and I'm already firing. That's how fast that they absolutely fire. And they're already losing. They've lost about a quarter of their hull strength, and they just keep on getting blasted. And within 1 volley of each cannon brune, that ship's wavering. Another volley and he's done for. So right now I see that my enemy's cannon brunes are getting into position as well, and that's not going to look too pretty for me. And I'm just absolutely bombarding this guy to hell. He's barely lost any men, but his hull's just getting shredded into pieces. Right now I would have probably repaired it and pulled out of the fight, but no, he keeps on going and he gets routed. So I see that he's moving his gunpowder ships too close, so I decide, you know what, let's keep on trucking and plough right into his siege towers with mine and hope that the sheer number of mine will be able to overwhelm him. So right now he's opening fire on my siege tower, but they took 1 volley and sponged it, and the second volley they took directly. And I end up doing a big mistake here. I think this is the part. You can see that this ship's just about reloaded, and straight off the bat he fires straight into him. Well done. That ship routs instantaneously. That ship did come back for a split second and then it surrendered. And right now I'm pushing forward this siege tower to engage in these 2 cannon brunes. Now the thing is with cannon brunes, I say that they're weak against boarding attacks, yet they've got 48 men, so they would have easily overpowered my siege towers anyway. So they're trying to plough through straight into my cannon brunes, but I've got 3 siege towers that surrounded him, and I'm just taking pot shots at him. And it's the same situation again with this one. So right now my general's not really doing much. The cannon brunes are wiping them out as they approach. This one's lost 1 cannon, and that's lost nothing, and this one has been depleted of 4 men, which is the equivalent of 1 cannon stack. This unit of siege towers retreating after a heavy battering from the cannon brunes, one of which is just surrendered. and he's starting to become shaken again rather than wavering, which is a good thing. Another one of my siege tower brunes is pushing up towards the second cannon brune, and with these matchlock units that the Japanese have, they pretty much go through wood. As you can see, that wood's just splintering off, which is fairly decent in my honest opinion. So I see the advantage that my enemy is on the retreat now, because most of his fleet's been destroyed along there, and there, and so I'm constantly hounding him. And right now I can just easily get behind him and I can shoot straight through. He's trying to turn his cannons, but it's not going to really work for him, because the amount of times that he turns, I will be able to just plow him with that ram, and it's making his ship waver. And another mistake that my opponent did is that he failed to move these heavy brunes. If he would have moved them earlier to support his cannon brunes or even his siege tower brunes, he would have probably won that fight. Now, one of my cannon brunes did decide to waver. It's the one with only 5 cannons left after a heavy beating, and my fully stacked cannon brune is still moving up. But I think that one comes back in the end. You'll have to wait and see. And this is my general. He's at the very rear of the fleet, and he's picking up the pieces, just coming along nicely. And my siege tower, I see the threat that he could board me with 90 swordsmen against my 5 swordsmen, often though they were spearmen at the time, and they would absolutely just annihilate me. A little bit of a lag spike there. That ship got ranked up 3 times, that once, twice, and then my general is just stood there doing nothing. Ships do rank up in naval battles, but you can't have them as veteran units, unfortunately. I think that the developers at Sega should really do something about that. Why on earth did I say Sega? I meant Creative Assembly. Just realised. Stupid. There's not really much to say left in this battle other than my opponent completely getting destroyed. That ship, he's taking a heavy beating from archer fire, and he does row, and I don't think that he really does come back, but he did very well in defending his own whilst the remainder of the fleet's coming up. My cannon brune is now in position and ready to fire straight on his general, and one volley and he's already wavering. That's how devastating cannon brunes are. Just one volley and your ships are wavering. You've really got to avoid conflict with cannon brunes. If you've got a long range unit, try and flank on the cannon brunes. Try and get in front of them, and as they're turning, you turn as well. That way it's a lot easier to deal with them. And that's the end of the replay. I am Emperor Sewa. Get ready for the next.